You want to take it away from there?
Yep. So in the month of April, we had 10 stormwater calls with 1 new request for assistance coming in. CDM Smith, under the project updates, we're still waiting on the stormwater management plan update and the stormwater pollution prevention plan updates. We have gotten in plans that incorporated our comments for project 2017-32, which was Irwin Simpson Detention Basin, and 2018-20, which was the Primrose Aster storm sewer design. The Strand Associates and Warren County regulation updates. The county is reviewing a final, what hopefully is a final draft of those regulations, and depending on what comes of that, and I'm not sure the pace they're moving right now, but the folks at Warren County Soil and Water Conservation felt like that was progress for where they were at. 2016-14 is Edgewood Court. If we get a little luck with the weather this week, Freeze Underground might be able to get back out there and finish that. They have about a day's worth of work. If they can't get there, or if it doesn't dry up enough and they can get there this week, that'll probably be early next week or next week sometime. 2019-12 Surrey Place. Still, I talked with Lynette Peters. She's the one who has the concerns with the easements, and still has concerns with the language of the easement, and primarily being, I guess, the second or the first paragraph on the second page saying we have access to ingress and egress over the adjacent lands, meaning her property adjacent to the easement at all times. So that's, the statement that is really keeping her from signing the easement. She's asked if we'd be interested or open to a temporary easement. We're taking that language out. I said, typically, the board hasn't removed language from the easements, but, as I did probably last month or the month before, I mentioned it again during the update. We did make a change to the easement and added language to it saying that we would only access the easement area from the Surrey Place right away or the land and CSA property, which is in behind her. I don't know. I mean, if she's not open to what it is, I don't know if there's much we can do past that right now.
Do we have an existing easement over there? Perfect timing. Do we have an existing easement over the existing pipe that's there now?
There's an easement of some kind in there. It's not very clearly written. It's not, I don't think, described as a drainage easement. It was more of a utility easement, and on that plat, the utilities were described as, everything from telephone to stormwater, but not specifically over that pipe. And I think that pipe was like a 6-inch black corrugated pipe. Is about all that was in there right now.
Ashley, were you going to say something?
Yeah, we did change that language on the first page, Jeff mentioned. So it explicitly states there that we're only going to be accessing the easement from the road right of way or the land and property. So I have no problem taking out that language on the second page and making it identical to the first page. I don't think it changes anything. If you look at it on the map, I don't think we're going to need the rest of her property to ingress and egress over. I think we'll be able to get to it from the road right away or the land and property. So it doesn't substantively change anything if we take out that language on the second page too.
Do you think that's something you'd agree to if we modified that second page? Does that make the concern go away?
That's what she's indicated up to this point.
Or do you guys feel? But I think we should do it. Just, I mean, we've already invested in the design to make an improvement here. If we've got another way of addressing it.
Yeah, I agree with that. If that seems to be what the sticking point is, it doesn't seem to really have an impact on how we would, construct the project or maintain it going forward. Jeff Thomas, if that's what she's hung up on, we can do that. I support that.
Okay.
I'd be fine with that. And my only concern would be is if we're setting precedent of changing something, but it sounds like something that we already made some type of change for on part of it. We're just matching that up. Is that something we've done in the past to prioritize how we'll access that area?
Yeah, I know we've done this on several easements in the past. Standard language to say that will ingress and egress from any part of her property or, any property owner's property. But some people do have an issue with that. So I know we have changed that in the past numerous times. If we can easily just get to the easement area from the road right of way, then it makes no difference legally. And we've taken that out before.
Okay.
And I don't think practically there's any other way for us. We can't go around her house to the other side. I think it's to the property line or something on the other side of the house. It's, there's no practical way for us to, circumvent the house, go through the yard to access the easement. It just the way that is laid out there. There's not really much else we could do other than just go straight down the easement.
Well, sounds great. If you guys can make that change and we can try to get Surrey Place behind us. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Let's see here. Project 2019-18 Lakefield Court. That was a new storm sewer from the end of a stub street. That also, I don't know, it's maybe a quarter mile from Edgewood Place. So as soon as they can get back in there, they'll be able to seed that. It's pretty close. The final grade's pretty close to being done. So it needs seeded and we can wrap that one up. 2019-25 is Paul's Point drainage analysis, along with 2019-39 is North Mason Montgomery Road drainage analysis. Strand Associates is doing the study of those issues. At the last meeting, we talked about having them hopefully come back at the next in-person meeting, which who knows when that'll be exactly, but hopefully not too far in the future. I talked with Chris, the engineer who's doing the work for Strand, a couple of times, and it seems that with Paul's Point, the modeling that they've done is pretty well with what is seen as far as where the water's running and that type of thing. So I think that'll probably let them get a pretty good handle on what is going on out there. North Mason Montgomery Road was a lot more straightforward than probably Paul's Point. Seemed to have a pretty good handle on, and they'll present some of the options for us when we have them back for a meeting. Project 2019-33 is Charleston Park Drive. That is the catch basin replacement. That one is, the start date for that is weather dependent. 2019-38 is the CDM Smith outfall project. We have one more on that one. It's in a backyard, so to prevent tearing up that yard, it's also weather dependent. 2019-47 Charleston Knoll Court. That one, another catch basin repair project, is dependent on the weather for that start. Street sweeping. The first round of street sweeping was started in April and is pretty much, I think, wrapped up at this point. I talked to them last week and they had a little bit near the Mesa Montgomery Fields Erdel area, but for the most part, I think they were done. 2020-01, which is Saddlewood Place, cleaning out the outfall, the storm sewer there. Waiting on a start date from Stauffer Site Services. 2020-05 is Wild Cherry Way. We will look at the proposals later in the meeting. 2020-09 is Quail Lake. We'll also look at those proposals later in the meeting. And the final item is 2020-10, which is a RFA for 3202 Pauls Point Court, and we'll discuss that later in the meeting as well.
Questions for staff on the monthly update? I've got one, it's kind of a two-part question, but the Strand report for Pauls Point area and for North Mesa Montgomery, did they give an indication of time when they would have their reports to us for those two areas?
Yeah, this week.
This week, okay.
Yeah.
So they're just a week later than we were hoping, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll have to schedule some time for them to present the findings to the public. And I don't know if we'd have that scheduled as soon as June, if that's something that we think we can get back in person to do that. Sounds like that might be a stretch. I don't know if anybody can really guess what our next meetings will look like, whether in person or virtual, but I think we want to at least have the opportunity to present that to the public, kind of in person, to ask questions and respond to the residents about those issues and findings. So I think we'll probably sit on that until we kind of understand what our next meeting policy is. I don't know if Wes or Michael, you guys.
Well, my
on-
only input would be is if we see something actionable that I wouldn't want to continue sitting on it. If there's something that we can action to start improving those while the weather allows to do that, and end up, pushing something to spring of next year, just because of not being able to have in-person meetings. But otherwise, yeah, I think it would be preferable for them to present present that in person if all other things being equal.
Comments or questions for staff on monthly update?
No.
All right, we'll move into our new business. First up, we have 2020-05, which is Wild Cherry Way.
So this project was brought to the board last month, and we received two proposals back, and they were essentially both for two different scopes of work. And the board directed us to to send that one out again to the contractors to try and to limit the scope a little bit on our side, and then also to hopefully get some bids back that we could compare. So what we did was limit the scope of work to the area immediately around the storm sewer outfalls, get the pipes opened up. For us to get those pipes free flowing, we'd probably have to go 200 feet downstream in the ditch. So this, if we can get the pipes opened up, should let them flow during the storms. It may not be an ideal situation, but at least the water can get out of the pipes and off the roads. We solicited proposals from 3 contractors and received those back from all 3. Those proposals were Stauffer Site Services, $3,350. Freeze Underground, $6,000. Water and Sewer Service Construction, $9,200. Staff recommends that the board accept the lowest and best proposal from Stauffer Site Services. And to to include 10% contingency with that.
I have one question. I know that we kind of set some constraints on the length of what we were going to have the contractors I guess address. Why does Freeze Underground why was their proposal on the last language? Did they just elect to not do a 10-foot limitation and instead just, I mean, were they not comfortable with that? I mean, they're not the low bidder, so I don't think the district is exposed on that, but just, is there a reason why they didn't fill out the same proposal as the other two?
It was just a confusion on their side
Okay.
because they had gotten them both on email, so I think they just grabbed and wrote on the one from April, I guess it would, or.
But they understood, I guess, what the new scope was.
Yeah, and I had talked to them about it before they sent it in, and then afterwards. So they understand what the new scope is. They just had the wrong form.
So essentially, all three of the bids are apples to apples, even though the proposal form was incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all. That's the question I had.
Well, it's good to see, responsive bids on at least the other couple and have, three bidders put in numbers for the project when before we only had, the one. So it gives a little more comfort, some more competitive. Your questions, comments on this, this project?
No,
So-
I had concerns from last month's meeting with kind of an undefined scope. Personally, I feel a lot more comfortable with what we're asking a contractor to address with this one. So thanks for putting that together. Thanks to the staff for putting that together.
I'll make a motion to accept the proposal from Stauffer Site Services in the amount of $3,685, which includes a 10% contingency for the project located at 2020-05 Wild Cherry Way, Lot 165 for the outfall cleanout, and authorize Jeff Thomas to sign all applicable documents.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up we have is 2020-09, 6653 Quail Lake.
This is a sinkhole near a manhole, a storm sewer manhole. We solicited proposals to have the pipe connections repaired and the sinkhole repaired. Sinkhole is located in the rear of one of the properties there on Quail Lake. We had solicited from three contractors, and all three submitted a proposal. And those were Water and Sewer Services, $650. Stauffer Site Services, $1,550. Freeze Underground, $4,000. Staff recommends that the board accept the lowest best proposal from Water and Sewer Services Incorporated for $650 plus 10% contingency.
Questions, comments on Quail Lake? I've got one, and Jeff, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to use the CCTV camera, if that's arrived yet to do a pipe inspection. I don't know if you've been able to use that yet for this or anything.
I haven't
really.
yet. It has arrived, but I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw the one comment from one of the bids is that it doesn't include any repair to the pipe or replacement of the pipe. It's just sealing it, which I would expect that's fine for this. It's just that connection and not replacing footage of pipe, but
Yeah, I was a little concerned. Our storm sewer map, the data layer from the county listed as a corrugated metal, but it's not that old. It doesn't mean nothing's wrong with it, but it always makes me more nervous than concrete or something else.
Any discussion on Quail Lake?
No.
I'll make a motion to accept the proposal from Water and Sewer Services in the amount of $715. That includes a 10% contingency for the project at 2020-09, which is 6653 Quail Lake, for the sinkhole and catch basin repair, and authorize Jeff Thomas to sign all applicable documents.
Second.
All right, discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up we have is the RFA at 3202 Paul's Point.
So this one is familiar. We did some work there last year. I think the project probably finished up in late summer. At that point, we repaired there were some pipes that went into that catch basin, repaired the connections, and lifted that. I think they lifted the lid up and put some windows in the catch basin to help the water get into that. Right now, it's eroding, I believe. There's a picture. So we're having some erosion where the swale kind of comes into the catch basin. And it's hard to say if it, the grass never really got established, if there's something more going on there. My hope would be to go back in, have the RFA accepted, to go back in and repair that erosion and stabilize that. I don't think we can go in and put rock in their side yard to kind of keep it in place, but it may not be enough with grass there. It's possible. There's a little bit of a grade break at the end of the swale there where it drops off to the catch basin. That may have had something to do with it, or maybe it just didn't get established well enough to make it through the winter.
It sounds like this is one where, we touched it. We need to repair the own work that we led to do. And I'm assuming this is beyond a 1-year warranty for contractor. I forget exactly when this construction work was done, but is that potentially paid by the contractor who did the work?
I think it's certainly within a year. Billy, I'll probably defer to you on how we normally handle that, or I haven't dealt with one like this where we've had to go back on it such a short amount of time.
And this is not a big enough project where we have like contract documents and all. We'd have to go back and look at what it says underneath it. I mean, this was I don't even remember what it was, but I'm guessing it was probably $1,500 to $2,000 fix. It wasn't something we had the big contract documents on. So we can look at that. But I wouldn't think it was a very big amount there. I don't know what our under $50,000 contract says. But we can find out tomorrow.
Okay. I'd just be worth asking the guys, hey, this failed. Would you be able to go back and dress it up? And they might do it for free, but we may not get such fortune, I guess. Hard to ask. Questions, comments on RFA 2020-10? Catch basin at Paul's Point.
No.
I concur with you, Jeff. Obviously needs to be addressed, but yeah, it's pretty fresh. If it's something, it looks pretty minimal too. Something that the contractor may just clean up for us.
Doesn't hurt to ask, but I don't think we expect it, but I'll make a motion to approve RFA 2020-10 for the repair and stabilization of the eroded areas around the catch basin located at 3202 Paul's Point Court, and direct staff to solicit proposals for the proposed work.
Second.
Thank you, Wes. Any discussion on this? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Next up we have is the reports of officers, boards, and committees. First up we have is the treasurer's report. Mr. Collins.
All right, treasurer's report for May 12th, 2020, or April 2020 activity. The district had a beginning cash balance as of April 1st, 2020 of $1,318,733.50. The district had cash receipts credits of $112,526.62, which consisted of stormwater fees of $111,378.04, interest earnings of $453.58, and a refund of $695. The district had cash disbursements of $18,359.21, which consisted of the following: administrative other, $1,096.71, legal services, $2,500, professional services, $372.50, and capital projects construction, $14,390. The district had an ending cash balance of $1,412,900.91 as of April 30th, 2020.
All right, questions or comments on the treasurer's report? I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read. We want a second? Anybody who's not on mute?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is the purchase orders.
Purchase orders are really short this month, 2 of them. So first one is Stauffer Site Services for $3,685. That's for RFA 2020-05 for Wild Cherry Way. And number 2 is Water and Sewer Construction Services for $715. That's for RFA 2020-09 Quail Lake, for a monthly total of $4,400.
Light month. Any questions on the purchase orders this month?
No.
Make a motion to accept the purchase orders as read.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right. Next up we have is the monthly invoices.
All right, monthly invoices. We have 7 of them this month. First one for Warren County Water Department for $2,149.50 for monthly billing services. Number 2, Albers and Albers for $2,500 for monthly legal fees. Number 3, Televac for $2,500 for RFA 2020-06. That was a master sump collection line at Lee Court. Number 4, Televac for $2,500. Also a master sump collecting line for RFA 2020-07 at Wood Lake Court. Number 5, Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District, $1,000. That was for 2020 Regional Stormwater Collaborative Membership. 6, Sweeping Corporation of America for $8,868. That was for the April street sweeping. And 7, Fifth Third Bank Card for $500.09. That was for hotel expenses for the Ohio Stormwater Conference for a monthly total of $20,017.59.
Questions or comments on the monthly invoices?
No.
Got one. The Ohio Stormwater Conference was not canceled like the National Web Stormwater Conference was, which was the refund on the purchase orders, but it is postponed, so they're still hoping to do this in August. So it's still scheduled. And also I'm going to be abstaining on this because my property is one that was one of the benefiting properties of one of these mass projects. So I'm going to be abstaining from this, but certainly look forward to you guys passing it. And we have a motion to accept the monthly invoices.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the May monthly invoices as presented.
I'll second.
Second. All right, everybody in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'm going to abstain. All right, so next up we have is approval of the meeting minutes from our April 2020 meeting. Questions or comments on the meeting minutes as prepared?
No questions or changes.
Here.
Make a motion to accept the April 2020 meeting minutes as prepared.
I'll second.
Second.
All right, those in favor will say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up we have is comments from board members. Comments from a board, none from me.
Nothing this month.
All right, so now we'll have some resolutions that we'll ultimately need to sign when we get back in person to put pen on paper. Comments from staff or anybody else?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn our May 2020 meeting then.
I will second.
All right, those in favor will say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks.